With how long it's been taking to negotiate the terms between Engen and East versus West, I figured he would not be involved. But as we saw with the video yesterday, they're still in discussions. And apparently Robert is going to send over a document for him to sign to figure out what role he has in the company moving forward. Now, people are pretty heated on this. So in this video, I want to just basically read through the comments on fans on both sides, just in general. Now, obviously, you could say on my channel, there's going to be a bias. That's for sure. If I were to go on Engen's channel, a lot of the comments are deleted, so you're going to have a bias on that side as well. But I did put up a poll. I'll read the comments on this as well. Do you want Engen to come back in collaboration with East versus West ownership? 73% said no, 15% said yes, 12% I'm not sure. This person said only because he has the power to end all this bullshit if he wanted to. No way. Never trust someone once you see their true colors. We got grip and rip arm wrestling. Dumb not to have him involved until the Europeans trust the new owners. It'll be a nightmare for the time being getting elite pay-per-views without Engen. This person says if it fails without Engen, then so be it. That just means it was doomed to fail from the start. As Kanye West said, no man should have all that power. Engen was power tripping, says this person. Engen in only because without him, all the East versus West events will be in the USA. Number 4, I'm miles past giving a anymore. We stand with Engen. No Engen, no elite pro arm wrestling, just an American circus show, says that person. So you definitely have people on both sides, but on this video that I made yesterday, definitely some passionate comments. Hell no, no Engen. Engen just showed his true colors on all this drama. Sadly for most of us, the way we look at him will never be the same. Yeah, especially after, you know, the leaked calls and all the everything that's happened, that's for sure. Well, East versus West 19 is apparently my last East versus West pay-per-view then. We're doomed. It's a never-ending cycle with the Turkish Chihuahua. Robert is a spineless coward, to be honest. The fact that people are still talking about a Baku event is mind-boggling. Yeah, I just saw the Elmar guy make another post basically saying that the event is going to happen on the 27th. They're just waiting for some final details. So yeah, I mean, with everything that went down with that, it is a little bit crazy how everything's transpired. I just don't like how Engen talks like he is the boss when he sold his shares voluntarily. Very good point. Very good point. Hopefully Robert washes his hands of Engen. Just going to be more drama while Engen continues to destroy the league while getting his new league going under Gennadi's name. Yeah, who knows who's... what's going on with that? I'm not sure, but yeah, who knows. I'm not buying pay-per-views with Engen on the board. I'll just wait for the matches to be published and watch them for free. I will never watch anything that Engen is involved with ever again, just out of principle. Wow. Robert needs to understand that the only way forward is to cut Engen and cut his losses in terms of whatever consequences that might bring. If Engen comes back, it will only be a ticking time bomb until the next meltdown. It will be worth it in the end, but this man cannot be worked with. Yeah, that I figured that was the option that they were going to go with how long the negotiations have been taking. I mean, it's pretty crazy how long it's been taking. Even Camille on a live stream yesterday called Robert slow, basically. That was his words. He said Robert is slow with getting everything, you know, the agreements sorted and everything like that. It's been a long time. Engen needs to be gone. Engen, baby fits of rage. Terzi is an enemy of arm wrestling, period. The people have spoken. Engen must leave. I'm so over this snake. Robert, at this point, I think, is a humiliation enjoyer. Pretty bad news. Robert is taking a very bad decision. I wish he worked with Matt Rhodes instead of Engen. I have very little faith in the East versus West leadership after all this. Yeah, I'm curious. What do you guys think of that podcast with Camille and Dexter? It was basically started with them going over some pictures of Camille's like more personal life and you know, him getting into the sport and all that, and then they kind of got more into the questions that Dexter wanted to ask, such as if you were to compete in another league, you know, you would be blacklisted from East versus West. Basically, he was asking more relevant questions towards the end. But what did you guys think about that podcast? Anyways, I have very little faith in the East versus West leadership. Yeah. Again, deleted my reasonable non-attacking comments. I think it was due to me asking if he thinks it's good for arm wrestling that Brian Shaw is helping. Crazy. Maybe us, the arm wrestling fans, need to start boycotting anyone using their channel to give Engen a platform, outlet for his toxic bullshit. Robert screwed again. If he comes back, we done. I hope the document is a picture of a middle finger. That is a funny comment. I would prefer him to do his own thing or retire. Here's a good agreement structure from East versus West to Engen. Stop bad-mouthing East versus West to East athletes. Stop encouraging them to boycott and stop discussing the league forever. And we promise not to sue you for voiding your non-competes. The contrast with Brian Shaw is painful. Yeah. We got John Thompson, known enemy of the sport. Arm wrestling continues to shoot itself in the foot, getting pretty bloody. Yeah, a lot of craziness going on. He needs to stay gone. Robert can't be that stupid, can he? Does he really want to bow down before Engen, who tried to destroy East versus West? I'll buy the next pay-per-view because of Brian Shaw, but if the narcissist E comes back, then I won't support it anymore. Why is Robert so silent on this all? F. Baku. I bought every pay-per-view for East versus West. If Engen is a part of it and out, will not buy another pay-per-view. Will just be more issues. This person says, is Engen deleting comments on his channel? I said, you must be new. That's been going around. Honestly, I have been watching more and more MMA, getting back to my roots. Arm wrestling at this point is not deserving of fans. That's a diabolical statement. It is a clown show, a circus, and is just a joke. Drama channels, grown men, how pathetic. I've always disliked Engen. From the start, I knew he was a terrible person. Robert needs to sell East versus West back to Engen. Yeah, I don't know how likely that is. Just, that's... But anyways, a lot of comments. You get the picture there. What do you guys think? We'll see what happens, if everything gets resolved, if he'll continue or what is going on. We'll see. We'll see what happens.